What is Apache Maven, and what is its primary purpose in software development? Apache Maven is a build automation and project management tool. Its primary purpose is to manage project dependencies, automate the build process, and provide a standardized way to structure and manage software projects. Explain the key differences between Apache Maven and Apache Ant. Apache Maven focuses on convention over configuration, providing a standard project structure and predefined build phases. Apache Ant is more flexible but requires more configuration. Maven also manages project dependencies, while Ant does not. What is a POM, Project Object Model, in Maven, and why is it important? The POM is an XML file in Maven that describes the project's configuration, dependencies, and goals. It's important because it defines how the project should be built, which dependencies it needs, and various other project-related settings. How do you define a Maven project structure, and what are the mandatory directories and files? A Maven project structure is defined by convention. The mandatory directories are src, main, Java, source code, src, main, resources, src, test, Java, test source code, and src, test, resources, test resources. The mandatory files include the pom.xml file. What is a Maven artifact, and how is it identified in a Maven repository? A Maven artifact is a reusable piece of software, e.g., jar files, that can be used as a dependency in a project. It is identified in a Maven repository by its group ID, artifact ID, and version. How can you specify project dependencies in a Maven POM file? Dependencies are specified in the POM files less than dependencies greater than section, including the group ID, artifact ID, and version of each dependency. What is the purpose of the group ID, artifact ID, and version elements in a Maven dependency declaration? The group ID identifies the group or organization that produced the dependency. The artifact ID is the name of the dependency. The version specifies the version of the dependency to use. Describe the Maven build lifecycle and its phases. What happens in each phase? The Maven build lifecycle consists of several phases, including clean, validate, compile, test, package, verify, and deploy. Each phase represents a specific step in the build process, and they are executed in order. For example, the compile phase compiles source code, and the package phase creates distributable packages. How do you create a custom Maven plugin, and what are the key components required for it? To create a custom Maven plugin, you need to implement a Mojo Maven goal by extending the abstract Mojo class. Key components include specifying the goal in the POM, defining plugin parameters, and configuring plugin execution. Explain the differences between Maven profiles and Maven properties, and when would you use each of them in a project. Maven profiles are used to define build configurations for different environments or use cases. Maven properties are variables that can be used in the POM for configuration. Profiles are typically used when you need to customize the build for specific scenarios, while properties provide a way to parameterize the build process.